As has been touched on in some of the earlier sessions, we're going to start with focusing back on the alignment, the body position, integrating the legs, the arms, looking at breathing, and then finally putting it all together with perfect timing. Alright, so we're going to start off. Cameron's going to hop into the water, and all he's going to do is hold a nice aligned position for 15 seconds. Alright, so he's going to have his hands by his side, he's going to have his fins in the snorkel on, just a light kick at the back, nothing too aggressive, just to keep his feet up at the surface of the water. He's going to set his scapula back, and he's going to have a beautiful posture in it. The foundation of all great freestyle swimming is a lovely body position. Just hop on in, Kevin, in your own time, and we'll do a 15-second hold. Now, kick, you have a really good look at one. So his head, lungs, and his feet. All right, you ready? Not too nervous, eh? You all right? Good. All right, 2, 1, hold. So, like we talked about this morning, nice, strong shoulders, set back, scapula in place, little float with the legs with a lovely body position. All right, bring it back, Cameron, bring it back into the wall. Kids, if you get your fins and snorkels on, and we'll just play with that. Now, what I sometimes do here, just to get them thinking about rotation, is we'll be in the streamlined hold, and I just want them to initiate slight rotation to the right, through the hips, and then a slight rotation to the left, through the hips. Kids, if you just do it in a flat body line for now, and we'll have Cameron doing it with a slight addition of rotation. No, just hold it for 15 seconds, slight rotation. All right? Nice flat back, nice long neck. Yeah, just shoulders, hips and shoulders. So we're going to connect the hips and the shoulders here. All right? 3, 2, 1, and we get, hold a nice body line. So Cameron's just got a nice little rotation going on there, and the younger kids just holding a beautiful position with their head and their hips. All right, just rest there, folks. Grab the lane rope there. Grab the lane rope. Now that's a starting block. That's the foundation. And then what we're going to take it into is what we call alignment kick. All right? So your body is completely aligned. Your hands are tucked into your thighs here. Your shoulders are back. And you're just going to kick. We'll just do 20 meters of alignment kick. And what you're looking for is a nice dry back. So the top of the back is dry, surfaced out the water, and your head position is nice and long. Your eyes should be looking at the bottom of the pool. All right? Guys, if we have a go at that, we'll just kick to the other end, okay? Holding that body line and looking at the bottom of the pool with a beautiful aligned position. All right? Are we ready? 3, 2, 1, off we go. As you can see, nice flat back, top of the back nice and dry, engaging through the trunk. Beautiful, beautiful. Now, coaches, few common faults that you'll see when you ask a kid to do alignment kick. Rounded shoulders, hands in here. We want to get that back as flat as possible, all right? Setting those shoulder blades back. The other thing you'll sometimes notice is that their kick is really quite big and knee dominated. All right, so on this 25, folks, we just have a little think about keeping our kick nice and shallow, not too big, not too knee dominated, kicking from the hips. All right, we'll do the same thing for a 25. Nice aligned position, pushing those shoulder blades back. Now, what we're going to focus on is just keeping our position like this. You'll have no doubt seen on some of the videos online, and certainly those athletes that are more 50, 100 meter based, is they'll drop their legs a little bit and drop their hips. So they're a little bit more like a speedboat. But for the sake of the younger athletes, we're just going to keep it nice and flat. All right? So same again, people. Beautiful setup. Alignment kick, 25. Off we go. So that chin is tucked in, nice and long through the neck. Beautiful position through the shoulder blades. Lovely aquatic line there. John? Beautiful. Excellent. All right, so we're talking about the body position and integrating the legs. What we're going to do here, we're going to go 25 meters. We're going to go the first 12.5 meters in an aligned position. So setting that body beautifully upright, head, shoulders, hips, all in line. And we get to 12.5, a slow rotation onto that right-hand side. And then we're going to lift the left arm up into the air, just like we did on the land. All right? We up for that? Should we watch Cameron first, kids? Yeah, let's watch Cameron first. Yeah, snorkel on. Yep. Snorkel on. So we're going 12.5 meters in an aligned position. Then halfway down the length, we're going to push that right hand out, rotate onto the right side, and then lift the left arm up into the ceiling, just to put a little bit more pressure through the trunk. Cameron, in your own time. So, position set, long neck, flat back. When he gets to 12.5, rotate onto his side, shoulders on top of each other, and lifting that left arm up into the air. Absolutely beautiful position there. All right? Kids, if you want to get in and give that a go. All right? All right, we'll just have a look at these kids in your own time. Come on through. What you'll see is a couple of the heads are just a little bit high in the water there. All right, just tucking that chin in will just allow them to lengthen it out a little bit. Good. Lovely. Okay, well done, folks. Yeah, so as you can imagine, we're just focusing on body position here. And already, where you saw at 12.5, as they extended that right hand out, just started to lift the head up a little bit. All right? And as they lifted that arm out, the leg kick started to become a little bit wider. All right? So that's suggesting maybe not as active through the trunk as we could be. All right? So on this one, folks, we'll do the other side this time. When you extend onto that side, make sure you're keeping your head in line. And your kick isn't those big, wide kicks, just shallow, strong ones. All right? We'll do it on the other side this time. We'll all do it together. Be like synchronized swimming almost. All right? 2, 1, off we go. Oh, so peaceful, so beautiful. What were you looking for there, John? Sorry? Yeah. Yeah, lovely. When you're watching that and you're coaching from this angle, what you want to see is a straight line through the shoulders, right here, all right? And all the way up into this position. Sometimes people will under-rotate and kind of be here, and we'll look at that as we progress through a little bit. All right, the next thing we're going to move it on to is initiating that catch, a little bit. Okay? Unless, John, you want to drop something on that? You happy?
We'll go through it, and then if there's corrections needed, that's probably the right way.
All right, so here what we're going to do, we're going to do 225s. We've got that position sorted. So we're going to go 12 and a half in that aligned position again, always starting there. 12 and a half, we're going to rotate onto that right side, and we're just going to think about setting the arms up. All right? So we're just going to press it down and relax out. Press it down and relax out. Got to maintain that head position as we do that. We'll watch Cameron do it first. 12 and a half in that alignment position. You can do your stroke onto the right side, and then we're just working press. Yeah, keeping the opposite arm on the other side. All right, kids, if we just have a watch of Cameron, and then you give it a go when he gets to the other end. Beautiful. Lovely. Okay, kids, let's give it a go. Now, what you'll notice there is what we're thinking about. When we're doing that, we're thinking about initiating a catch. All right, so we're on our side, got this beautiful alignment position here, and we're thinking about pressing that down. Now, where does the energy from the catch come from? It's through the rotation of the hips. All right, so you've got to initiate that press with that hip movement and relax it back. Hip and press. All right, if you're just pressing with no rotational control and no rotational movement, you're going to minimize the amount of power you're getting involved in your catch. A little bit of upward movement. You want to keep that movement going forward. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. We're going to do the other side now. And when I speak to the athletes within my home program about this, it's really thinking about the pitch that you want to catch with. I mentioned briefly while the younger kids were swimming about being out in this position and initiating that press with the hips. Now, where are they pressing? Are they pressing outside that body line? Are they pressing inside that body line? Or are they keeping that elbow nice and high and pressing under that shoulder? What we want to see is obviously pressing underneath that shoulder. We don't want to be pressing out here. We don't want to be pressing across our body here. So just have a little vigilant look at some of these kids when we go on to the other side. So same thing again, guys, but just on the other side this time. Set it up with that alignment position on the first 25, and then we'll go on through from there. Cameraman, if you go first, if you guys go when he gets about halfway, okay? Rotates onto the side, shoulders on top of each other, driving it through with the hips, getting a good press underneath that body line there. Yeah. Okay, now, as I touched on when I was on the boom over there, the kinetic pattern, the power coming into the catch is the essence. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to get John just to run through a few exercises with Cameron as to how you can use that rotation and strength through here and stability through here to work on that catch. All right? Then, folks, and we'll take that into a drill. The drill we're going to go on to next, it's the 3 skull through, I call it. So you're on your side, you've got that shoulder blade set, you've got it all connected up here. You're going to press once like we did before, press again, and then go all the way through onto the other side. So you're kind of doing 3 presses or 3 skulls and then going through to the other side. We'll watch Cameron do it. Perfect activation on the land there with those throws and setting the shoulder blade in. So really think, Cameron, when you're in there, about keeping that shoulder blade set and using your hips as you rotate through onto the... no, we'll switch. So we'll do 3, switch. Yeah, 3 and switch. All right, kids, have a really good look at this, okay? And see if you can get going. When it gets to the other side, if you guys get in, have a go. All right, let's have a look at this. Shoulders on top of each other again. Nice press down, and then using that to rotate onto the other side. Nice high elbow on the press, and over he goes, connecting it all up. Lovely, Cameron, thank you. Okay, kids, let's give it a go. Activate the trunk. All right. So, we're looking for a really nice press, shoulders on top of each other while they're on the side, and then rotating that onto the other side of the body. Very good. Very good. Now, some common problems with this drill. In fact, you've all probably done this drill before. But have we really thought about, is the shoulder blade in? Are the hips engaged? Are we connecting that all up as we rotate on through to the other side? Some common faults that you'll see is kids will go a little bit loose as they rotate onto the other side. And when they're kicking on the side, like I mentioned earlier, they won't necessarily be fully rotated with the shoulders on top of each other. Freestyle swimming, it's about how much you can get, how much energy you can transfer from one side to the other. All right? And it all comes from the legs through the hips and into the catch. All right? So let's give that one more go, folks. When Cameron gets halfway, if you guys go, and then just really switch it on and keep it as powerful as possible. Lovely. Just pressing it down under that shoulder and then using that drive to take it over onto the other side of the stroke.
Happy.
Just a quick one.
Yeah, just a quick one.
What we'll do, I must add this, to be fair. Cameron pretty much came out of, well, he made the Olympic team when no one was really expecting him to. And the main reason behind that was his focus on technical skill from a young age. He was always supreme. He was always thinking about how he could do it better. A real student of skill. And that's a really essential part, as we all know, to getting to that next level. What we're going to do here, Cameron, is you're just going to do this by yourself. But I just want you to be on your side and then really thinking about what John's done there. Rotate onto the other side. Just hold it for 3 seconds. Other side. Hold for 3. All right? Really connecting all those muscles up. All right? Good alignment, good body position. All right? And it is an everyday, it's the way they sit in the school, it's the way they walk around. You know, you'll see it within their posture. All right, Cameron, in your own time. Kids, have a real good look. All right? Maybe have a look at what's going on underwater when he comes back in. See how he gets a nice glaze over the surface of his head as he's coming through the stroke. That's just transferring energy all the way through. Beautiful, Cameron. Let's go through that once more. Exactly the same. Kids, have a little look at it. Coaches, just look at how much energy he's transferring and the nice glaze that he's getting over the surface of his head. All right, Cameron, off you go. Beautiful. I think that deserves a round of applause, folks. Quick round of applause. Lovely. All right, coaches, kids, if you want to take them through 225s there. All right. And I'm just going to speak to the coaches for a wee bit. Now, I know what you're all thinking. All very well. You've got your fins on. You've got your snorkel on. The real key is how well you can integrate all of that energy when you're breathing as well. All right? These kids are just going to have a go at what Cameron's just done, and we're just going to have a little think about it. Cameron, if you hop on out. Because you can do a lot of stuff just on land, so it gets the athletes thinking about how it should feel and what you should be looking for. Now, when you're swimming freestyle, that was perfect there, you know, connecting everything up with the hips, transferring through the whole body. But when you turn to breathe, that's where a lot of the problems start to come in. All right? If you can imagine, you're in this position here, you've turned to breathe, and all of you will be coming with either pressing out here, keeping the head out, pressing along the body, crossing over the center line. Big areas of development within freestyle swimming. Cameron, if you just bend over a little bit, all right? Here we are. And then just do a freestyle stroke, and then take a breath. Now, this is the key position here, all right? This is beautiful alignment, brilliant. But what you've got to do is you've got to rotate that head back in and into the catch there, under the shoulder, all right? Go for it. There. That is the key. All right, let's take it back out into that position there. Turn the head and go. That's it. That's freestyle. What you'll see is you'll see a lot of this. You'll see a lot of this. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get Cameron in there. He's going to do single arm. On the way down, he's going to go way too wide with his catch. On the way back, he's going to cross over the center line. All right? And then we're going to do one where he connects it all up. All right? Single arm, breathing to the opposite side. All right? 25 on one arm going wide, 25 on the other arm crossing over. All right? So kids, what we've just talked about there is we've talked about, off you go, we talked about how well you can catch. So when you take the breath, whether you go out wide, whether you come across the body, or whether you connect it all in under the chest here. If you have a look at Cameron, he's letting his hand go way out wide. All right, you can see that on the camera and in person. That hand is coming way outside the shoulder line. Big impingement issues there. And you'll see it all over the place. You'll see it, you'll even see it, surprisingly, at international level. Unbelievable. And you know, you'll see these kids coming back in. Now, he's going to cross over on this one. You'll see kids doing this at international level and thinking, why have I got a shoulder injury? This is exactly it. This time, that hand is coming way across the center line. All right? He's wiggly worming his way around there. Can you see that? So, what can we do to really correct that? Best drill is a drill that you will have all done. Single arm freestyle drill. El Clásico. All right? But classically, done quite poorly and quite a lot of the time. All right? Now, the way I teach it is quite simple. Get your fins on, CK, okay? You don't want to have your snorkel on this. You can do, but you're just practicing without the breathing. If you want to really think about the breathing, keep the snorkel off, obviously. Now, single arm, let's say we're doing single arm right. We'll have our left arm in at our side. All right? And you're here. breathing to the left side, bringing the head back in, catching, and accelerating through. All right? So we're just going to do single arm right on the way down. Look out for the following things. Wide catch, crossing over. And if you look at the legs, sometimes you'll see a nice wide kick. When I say nice, it's not nice. All right? You want to keep that nice and connected. Imagine you're kicking within a small box and not letting those legs go out too far. All right? Kids, we'll have a look at Cameron do the first 25, and then if you give it a go when he gets to the other side. So if we do it with right arm first, all right? Left arm by the side. See how that head roll is coming into that catch, and he's using that to drive all the way through the stroke. Lovely. Well done, CK. Athletes, let's give that a go, okay? Now, it's actually a really quite tricky drill to do because you feel really off balance and out of kilter in the water if you're not using your hips effectively. I have to say these kids are all doing a good job on it. Lovely, lovely. Now, Patrick, how did that feel?
Good.
Yeah? Connecting up well?
Yeah.
Super. That's also a good way. They'll feel it when they connect a stroke up, and they'll feel it when they slip a stroke. All right? Let's try the opposite side now. So we'll try the left side this time. Now, just before you go, I should have mentioned this before we started breathing, but it's pretty commonplace. When you breathe, you only want to see one goggle coming out the side of the water. All right? Quite a few times, and you'll all have said it. We've all done it. You know, a little bit too much movement with that head. Now what that does is it throws your hips out, throws everything off kilter a little bit. So just make sure when you're observing this drill within your club environment, make sure just one goggle is coming out the surface of the water. All right? We up for giving this another go? Yeah. All right, opposite side this time. CK, you lead the way. All right, super, super. Excellent. So, we've got that kind of breathing. We've started thinking about that. We got the timing of that right. We're just going to pull it back a fraction. All right, Cameron, if you can get your snorkel on. It's another El Clasico. It's fingertip drag. All right? Again, everybody does this drill. The classic one is fingertip drag, where they're dragging along and they're almost touching their armpit on it. All right? You've got to be more relaxed than that when you're doing fingertip drag. You've got to be thinking about the elbow positioning. All right? As you come on up, you want that elbow to be above your wrist at all points. You want a little bit of a gap between the shoulder and the hand as you come through on that freestyle stroke. And relax the wrist. All right? Fingertip drag, relax the wrist, enter with the fingers, in with the wrist, in with the elbow, and then it's the same motion on the catch. Press, engage wrist, engage elbow. Feels quite robotic when you do it on land, but if you really start to get the feel for the water, it'll just synergize and smooth all the way through. All right, so we're just going to do fingertip drag with a snorkel, and we're mainly looking at the wrist and the elbow. All right, keeping that elbow nice and high, keeping it above the wrist at all times, and just swimming smooth through the water. Now, make sure, kids, that you're holding that body position when we bring in the arms like this. All right, the head is nice and long, the chin is tucked in, and you're nice and strong with your posture. All right? Cameron, if you do a 25, kids, if you have a look, and then follow him through, okay? Nice, relaxed wrist on that. All right, kids, off we go. Let's give it a go. Yeah, yeah. It's a really simple drill and done really well, really effective. Now, a couple of practical things that you'll visually see, if some people are just getting it slightly bit wrong, is they'll drag their fingers all the way out so far that their elbow will enter before their wrist. All right? Like I mentioned at the other side of the pool, it's about keeping that elbow up all the way through. All right? So as you get to this point here, letting that drop in and glide through the surface of the water. A lot of tightness through the trap and stuff, John, here, which we'll touch on at the far end, will just lead to that claw-like stuff. All right? Here, you've got to be able to be nice and set in that shoulder, keep that nice and relaxed, wrist, elbow. All right? One more 25, folks. We'll all go at the same time. Think about all of those little key pointers. All right, super, lovely. That really does think about keeping the body balanced, integrating the catch and the breath into some efficient swimming. Cameron, 4-point drill. All right, we're just going to watch Cameron do a 4-point drill here. No snorkel. We'll go without the snorkel. Fins, yeah. Keep the fins on, no snorkel. And what it is you're out on one side, you come up to this point, point 1, extend the hand to point 2, really thinking about engaging through the trunk here, come down back to point 3, point 4 is connecting that all up into the front of the stroke. All right? Kids, what we'll do is we'll watch Cameron for a 25, and then if you guys get in and give it a go. All right? No snorkels, all right? Think about that, good breathing. All right, Cameron, when you're ready. Keeping that shoulder nice and stabilized, right on his side, keeping the hips activated with a nice strong kick, and just flowing through the stroke there. Lovely. Well done. All right, kids, let's give that a go. When you're ready in your own time. Now, it's quite a hard drill to really get it all connected. You've got to use your fins for this one, all right? So you're keeping that body position nice and high. Otherwise, your hips will just start to sink a little bit as you're going through the 4 points. Now, what we're going to see from Cameron on this one is just integrating that head movement into it all right? So he'll be in this aligned position, take the breath, come up to point 1, point 2, point 3, head in, and go. All right? Okay, kids, as it gets halfway, you give it another go as well, all right? So you're seeing that head roll coming into the front of that catch there. Just one goggle out on the surface there. and through he comes. Lovely. Okay, let's bring it through. Beautiful. Again, we're looking for good, strong head positions on this. Yeah. Now, you'll start to see a few things start to creep up during that drill. And it's based around those impingement issues that John touched on earlier. When you're talking about efficient freestyle swimming, you're talking about maximizing the length of each stroke, connecting that motion all the way through the legs, through the hip, into the front of that stroke. But when they're in this glide phase here, and they're running through these 4 points up here, you might start to see the hand just creep up towards the surface. And if you get that hand in front of that shoulder or above the shoulder, it's when you're going to start to get those impingements playing in again. All right? So if you're doing freestyle with your athletes and you start to see when they're gliding, just creeping on up here, try and get them to think about driving that catch, keeping that wrist in line with the shoulder. All right? We'll give that drill another go. We'll go one more 25 of that, and just thinking about really keeping those hips up, keeping that hand in line with the shoulder as you're going through the 4 points with the other arm. All right? One more go. Off you go, CK. Okay, off we go, kids. All right, good stability all the way through there, like that. Nice. Beautiful. Starting to get there. Starting to get that fluidity within the freestyle stroke. Now, what we're going to do here is Cameron's going to do a full 50. He's going to go 25 meters with that drill, and then he's going to go 25 meters just normal swim. All right? And the key emphasis is body position, hips, connecting the breathing into every single catch. If you breathe every 2, coming back, Cameron. All right, to your strong side. Okay, let's have a look at this. We'll just watch this one for the moment, folks, all right? So we're looking at that nice long neck, nice body position. Kick's not too wide. It's nice and small. Head's out there, one goggle up. He's going to rotate that in as he comes through the recovery phase into the following hand catch. And then he's going to take it into a 25 swim. Now this is where it all comes together here. Beautiful catch, glaze from the head, rotation phase working well, hand coming over the shoulder for the catch. And that's freestyle swimming. All right? That's freestyle swimming right there. Kids, let's give that a go. All right? 25 doing the 4-point drill, 25 beautiful freestyle. All right? Take it away. Now, just look for the body positions within the swimmers here, folks. Are they keeping those shoulders set back? Are they controlling the rotation through a nice balanced kick? Are the shoulders on top of each other? Is there a little bit of looseness coming through the trunk? Lovely, lovely. Okay. So that's kind of your baseline. So we've gone through body position. We've touched upon integrating the legs through a little bit of rotational kick and controlling that with some on-land work. We've brought in the arms with that fingertip drag. We've talked about the timing of the breath. But for me, the real key to freestyle swimming is integrating the kick into it. All right? We've touched upon it. John spoke about earlier, and Lindsay on the butterfly with the loose ankles, flexible, driving that. But it's actually how well you can maintain that kick when you're doing the swim. And for me, Cameron's one of the best in the UK at this. Got one of the strongest kicks, but he uses it effectively within his swim. You guys will no doubt be aware of people that are fantastic at kick when you do it in a set. 5 100s kick, they're awesome. 5 100s pool, they're awesome. 5 100 swim, not so hot. All right? And this is where we talk about kick integration. So what I want you to do, Curly, is you're going to do 3 25s. The first one, you're going to go half the way, strong freestyle kick, half the way swim. And then the second 2, just easy speed on the first one, and then add the power on the third. All right? So we're going to do 3 25s. The first one, you're going to go 12 and a half kick, strong. Yeah, 12 and a half swim. The second one, it's easy speed. Now, when we say easy speed, we kind of mean strong legs, relaxed arms. And then on the third one, he's going to start to apply the power with the arms. He's not going to rate it. He's not going to go to high stroke rate. He's just going to start to apply the power. All right? Off you go, CK. So 12 and a half alignment kick, strong like a boat. And in come the arms. The head position stays the same. And he just starts to integrate that in. All right? Notice how the hips go a little bit deeper, and he's connecting that all up. Now, the second 25, we're going to maintain a strong kick, hold body position, but we're going to go fast, but without the rate. It looks easy, but there's great speed, hence easy speed. All right? Best easy speed, CK. Now, for me, this is like poetry. It looks beautiful. Lovely. Absolutely lovely. Kids, coaches, let's run through those 2 25s with them, okay? Just before we go on to this third 25, where he's going to start, you guys rock through. Before he applies the power to the arms, I must touch on a very important point. Freestyle swimming fast, you don't rush through the first 30% of the catch. All right? It's relaxed here, relaxed, and a gradual acceleration through the stroke. All right? There's no rushing at the front of it. You know? There's a great phrase by Alexander Popov's old coach. And he used to say that sprinting is relaxation at top speed. And that's exactly what it looks like. Okay? So Cameron, this third 25, the crescendo, the finisher. All right? Breathe every 2, no underwater, keep it really smooth. We'll just wait for these kids to come in and give it a go. About a 40. Okay, just a few couple of points that you'll have seen with the kids there. They went a little bit flat with the hips, all right? You've still got to keep those hips involved in that kick and a slight rise of the head. They'll be the 2 things that you'll generally see when you do that. Got to keep the head in, got to keep the hips moving, all right? Crescendo, the last 25. Powerful, smooth, technically brilliant swimming. Kids, are you watching? Cameron, you ready? Off we go. Absolutely no frontal resistance at the stroke. No splash going down into the catch. It's smooth, it's rhythmical, and it's powerful. All right? Awesome, Cameron. Awesome. All right, kids, let's give this your best shot, okay?